Hello to my Scorpios. This is Queen Amun-Ra coming to you with your general reading. With your general reading, Scorpios, sending everybody lots of love and light as we get into it. Right? Congratulations to the people who won those free cups. 2 people won the free cups there. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. All right, Scorpios. Right. So this message, we're in the full moon phase. So you can put out your gemstones and crystals during this time. You can make protective amulets, which I sell. You can also cleanse and charge your tools under the moonlight. You can also cleanse and charge your crystals and your gemstones under the moonlight. I sell those too on my Etsy store. You can go to my website at queenamunra.com to get all those things, plus your personal readings. Schedule your personal readings, couples meetings, birth chart readings, all of those wonderful things. You're on the rebirth side of something. You're having some kind of an awakening that you were always born a star, right? And that can come in many different ways. You could have recognized, hey, when you try to renegotiate salary in your workplace and they did not want to give you the salary that you knew you were worth, you said, hey, you know what? I was born a star. And I'm not talking about celebrity. I don't promote idolizing human beings. And I do not promote violence at all on my channel. So you don't even have to get fighting mad. You don't even have to get fighting mad at something. You're a prayer warrior, right? And so I feel like somebody is actually sending out prayers on your behalf. This is what I'm saying. You have prayer warriors, people who are actually praying for you. Matter of fact, you want, especially with your water, if you're water sign, and even just knowing where Scorpio falls in my birth chart, those of you all who have been with me since day one, I put my entire birth chart on my channel, and actually put my whole birth chart on the channel, on my knowledge channel, right? To show people whether you have your time of birth or don't have your time of birth, you only need your location and your location and your date of birth, right? Your time of birth would be for your ascendant and also your Chiron. But somebody is on the rebirth of something, so something about your energy has been reborn. It's you feel like, okay, once a cycle has closed out, whether it was a marriage that closed out, whether it is a job that closed out, something closed out in your life where you feel like, okay, you had some kind of an awakening that, wait a minute, you were born a star. Like, wait a minute. People have always been attracted to your energy, in other words, and realize there's more than one star in the sky. And somebody is realizing that you work with people who were the star of their family, so they have a certain aura about them that they know where they feel safe and where they don't feel safe, right? We're not talking about arrogance here. We're not talking about arrogance. Find out what your zodiac sign is in your 8th house, right? Find out what your zodiac sign in your 8th house, because somebody has no problem. They're detached or devoid of emotions and causing you some kind of a rebirth, right? But there's 2 sides of it. There's 2 sides of something, right? When we see karma here, and I always tell people, I don't promote violence on my channel, in my personal or my professional life. The energy we send out to the universe, when people start celebrating over other people's demise, oh, we got them fired from their job, or oh, we broke up their marriage, or oh, we got them kicked out of their home. They just called in their own karma. They just called in their own karma. They just attached themselves to, they just inherited, if your karma, they just inherited your karma, right? And so you never know whose heart is excited when you get, one time I saw one of my neighbors have like the notice or something on their door, and like overheard some people at the elevator just talking about, oh yeah, like almost excited to see a notice on somebody else's door. Like, how come you can't just pray for that person? How come you can't send out good energy to people, you know, like when they're going, because you don't know who passed the baton and handed them their karma. Like, you don't know generationally. Y'all are ruled by, where's the card? You're ruled by a generational planet. The judgment card, that's Pluto, that's the outermost planet, right? But you're also ruled by Mars, which is the Tower card. So to put a whole bunch of energy into who handed off something generationally for you, you could have literally inherited your mom's or dad's karma or your grandparents' karma because they made a deal with somebody years ago. And so you are the curse breaker in the family. And so that's why I always tell people, don't get excited over other people breaking, because that's what it really is, breaking some kind of generational cycle, chain, and curse. Some people would thought that you were chained to making a fortune, whoever you are, and that you were just like void of emotions, when really somebody could have inherited their great-grandparents, grandparents, parents' karma, right? And so you broke some kind of a generation. This is with this right here. You've been reborn. You went from being in this toxic space, maybe being like inherited people's incubus and succubus spirits, like sex demons or gluttony demons or drinking or whatever, some kind of toxic, something toxic, toxifying, and I guess that's a word, in your system, right? From saying, okay, I'm having some kind of an awakening. I was always born a star. So the energy, just as toxins are attracted to you, so is wealth, so is fortune. It is literally attracted to you because you were always born a star. Y'all know, like when kids are little, you can always kind of sort of tell who has this aura about them. They carry themselves a certain way. It's almost like they're almost nonchalant in a sense. If they don't get attention, like they get too much attention, it's like, okay, they had to pay a heavy price, and it can be exhausting, you know. Like you see the stars come out at night and they just want to rest. Like, okay, let somebody else had a star, let somebody else had a light. Like, let their star shine. You already know you shine. So something about your energy, no matter where you go, whoever you are, man, woman, whoever, something about you has always stood out. Maybe your grandparents' favorite, maybe your parents' favorite, maybe your mom's favorite or dad's favorite, maybe your first boy or first girl in the family, first grandchild, first something made you always stand out. And somebody is now really, really learning the secret to being a star. We're not talking about fame, which is a different kind of a drug. We're talking about being a star, like something about, no matter where you go, people, I mean, money adds to it. Obviously, if you have a fortune, whoever, and I'm sure, I mean, whoever tunes into my channel, I don't know if anybody that's wealthy is watching my channel or not. I know it's all over the world. And some people don't comment, so I don't really know who's tuned in. But something broke a chain from the devil. Like, it's like somebody thought for you that you would do anything for love and that you would do anything for money. Like, literally anything. Like, just completely void of emotion. And something broke that. When you know that you are a star, you don't really see anybody else's competition. You just like, okay, well, all right. Now you kind of sort of sit down and watch their star shine bright. Like, for real. You just like, okay, you've been a star. You know, like when you see people online say, oh, they've been it. You've been it. Like, you've been a star your whole life, right? So those are the people that you see when you first start a job in an office, and they don't have a problem cross-training you if it's a new job. No matter what kind of job, what profession you're in, they don't have a problem showing you the ropes of the office. They're not adding to any toxins. Oh, you know, this person over here, you got to watch out for them because they're not giving you the gossip. They're giving you, okay, this is how you're going to be successful in the workplace. Because stars get it. They already know, hey, listen, I'm going to pour into this energy because one day they could end up being my manager. They can end up being my boss. They can end up being whatever. Or I can end up being theirs. We're pouring into each other. You see something in the passion in people. And you are a very passionate zodiac sign. So this is going to explore the soul lessons, energetic transformation, and divine guidance that Spirit is revealing your path this week. And so we're going to see what's going on here. Like I said, we're starting out with this current energy. Your card appears first. So it confirms this week is a week of metamorphosis. You are releasing what no longer serves to make space for divine rebirth. Some people are only attracted to people's money. They're only attracted to people's fortune because they are chained to the devil, for real. Like they are really, really chained to getting you out of the way, whoever you are, thinking that it's going to make them a fortune. But if they don't know that they are a star, they won't be able to handle it. And that's for real. A lot of people cannot handle it. They cannot handle people saying they got secrets and they know certain things about people and people trying to use it against you. Whereas stars would be like, go ahead. I mean, a star would be like, they've been dealing with that their whole life. They've been dealing with that. Some people have been dealing with narcissistic parents. Some people have been dealing with family members who have been trying to dim their light their whole life. A star knows, like, listen, these people, they've been going through that so much in their whole life, their own life within their own core group family members, that once they get out in the world, they like, okay, this energy reminds me of this family member. This energy reminds me of this family member. This energy reminds me of this family member. You already kind of know ahead of time. That's where some people's psychic gifts come from, because they already know how their family moves. This one reminds me of this aunt, this uncle, this parent, this grandparent, this great grandparent, this person, this over here, all this. So by the time you get out in the world, you're like, okay. People are like, how do you already know how people are moving? Because they remind you of people in your own family. There's really nothing new under the sun. Some people have it in them. You're having an awakening. You're having some kind of an awakening. You're having some kind of an awakening here. And so, of just your psychic gifts. You're having an awakening of your psychic gifts. And so somebody's learning how to walk away from cold-hearted, cold-blooded energies. For real. Somebody just learned how to walk away from. That's why I don't even listen to rumors that other people's like, oh, you know this person, they did this. Oh, don't even bring me that. I'm not trying to hear it, because it would never reach me. If you really had my back, it would never reach me. I'm not trying to hear all of that. So once somebody starts talking about somebody and somebody starts, oh, you know this person, this and that. So did you go talk to them directly yourself? Because why are you telling me? So you are a star. You was born a star, and people know it. People know that you was a star. Like I said, you could be the first child in the family, and everybody doted over you. Child, you look like you about to fall down in them big baby shoes. Everybody come diving across the room to make sure you didn't hit the floor, right? And people always kind of doted on you in some way, shape, form, or fashion in your family. And so somebody who wanted to throw their karma in with yours, they didn't even see it as karma as a child. All they saw it was that I see that Scorpio is a star, and I just want to be a star like Scorpio. You had a copycat energy in your field ever since you were little. Ever since you were little, and nobody made a clear distinction of this is you and this is them, right? Nobody made a distinction that this person right here, they have their own star, just like you have your own star. Y'all are alike in some ways, but y'all are unique in other ways. Nobody made that clear distinction for whatever reason. So you had to break some kind of generational cycle, chain, and curse, because being around copycat energies is draining. Because they're not really bringing anything to the table. They the whatever you like energies. They the yes people. They say yes to anything, right? And instead of coming up with something, no, I don't agree with that. Well, why? Because I was thinking we should try to, that's creative energy. Like that's what high vibrating Scorpios like to be around. No, I'm not agreeing with everything you're saying. Not just for the fact, just for the purpose of just creating chaos and confusion and bringing a whole tower down. I don't agree with that, because I got some ideas myself. This talks around these ideas. Or can we see it from a different perspective or a different view, right? Some people are just in zombie mode. They just want your life. And that's just on that, for real. They just want everything that you have. They just want your life. They want, if you're married, they want your husband or your wife. They want your kids. They want your whole family. They literally want to be you. And it's only a matter of time that somebody actually see. They just really want your life. And some people don't even see that they're married to a person who wants their whole life. Like, now that is creepy. Some people don't see that their own siblings would rather have your life. So they'll do everything to sabotage you. That's what somebody is really learning. You have always stood out. You've always stood out. And so even if it's your own siblings, they be the ones that I was right there with them, and I know all their secrets. Do they? But then that would make you knowing theirs too. So source is saying, if that's the energy that they're on, so source is saying you are ending somebody who, you are ending someone who is detached, unpredictable, and aloof, right? Very different from someone who is innovative, independent, and a visionary, right? And so where it gets tricky in the spiritual realm, somebody has an Aquarius moon, but where it gets tricky is when people know how to astral project and cloak in other people's energy. That's where it can kind of get tricky. That's why some people really should not play around in the darkness. They should not play. So I'm taking it all the way down to the lowest frequency so we can come back up to a higher frequency. Any impulsive moves could add to your karma, right? This is where somebody's learning how to pray. It's like, okay, it's one thing when a person is passing on through, like that on some cards you'll have a person on a horse. You're seeing a skeleton on a horse, the death, the death angel coming through on a horse at a lower frequency down there where people have forgotten about people. They've been tossed into the recycling bin. This person, they never going to amount to anything. Their time is up. They're a one-hit wonder. They wrote one book and they down for the count. They don't have anything else going on for themselves. A person who knows their purpose, always creating. They always in a creative mindset. Always in a creative mindset. Every time you turn around, they creating something. They're like, dang, that person. Every time you turn around, they always reinventing themselves. Like they got this going on, that's going on, this going on, that going on. Versus an energy who has zombified out and thinking they taking everybody else up out of here. And then, okay, once they get to that place, then what else they got? Versus somebody who knows that they're a star, they're going to shine bright regardless. No matter what environment you put them in, they're going to shine bright regardless. Because they have that, they're a cheerful giver to the creator. They're like, okay, I know I was put here for a reason. Okay, you hungry, you're passionate about what you're doing in that because you're working for source. Okay, I know source put me here for a reason. So, okay, what am I supposed to do here? Okay, but they're going to source. They're not going to their manager other than, okay, what are your expectations? They're going directly to source. They have created some kind of a discipline through setting intentions. So let's set an intention. Let's set an intention. Because you're on the rebirth side. I'm telling y'all, no matter where you go, your light is going to shine because you were born a star. We're not talking about celebrity. We're talking about the fact that somebody has always known that they are a light in dark spaces. So a new partnership, job / love is near. See? Somebody just know that you're an asset. I'm telling you, whatever environment you're in, you're an asset. So, looking at your cards here, like I said before, your first card, the first card is the death card, but you're on the rebirth side, so it's death / the rebirth, right? And so everything with y'all is intense, super intense. Coming in, going out is intense for Scorpios. The tower is the sudden changes or revelations may shake your world, and Spirit says, what collapses now liberates you from illusion. Trust the sacred reset. In other words, because of someone's fortune, you had a lot of false energies around you. And so this is not about whether somebody's a millionaire, a billionaire, whatever. This is about, let's say you're the head of a department. You had all these brown nosers, whether they black, white, whatever. You had all these people kissing up to you. Nobody would push back. Nobody would push back or treat you like a human being. Like, okay, now, nobody, because money was involved. Somebody raise was involved. Somebody felt like you weren't going to sign off on, somebody's project in the workplace. It's all of this going on, right? And so every now and then you come across a person, and I'm trying to decide if I'm going to put this in my book. I had this chief that I used to work for. Everybody was so busy kissing up to him, but I don't believe in kissing up to people. I believe in respecting people in their position though. And just how hard they work to get to their position. I believe in respecting people's work and their work ethic. But what we had in common, me and this person had in common, was our love for football, right? So I had my team, he had his team, right? So, and I talk big trash. with football, like big trash, like like for real, like trash when it comes to football. My team better than yours. Your team better not step out on the field. This is what's going to happen. All of this. So I have in my book, I have a note that he wrote and stuck it on a post-it to me, because my team, I'm trying to think what happened. I had to go back through the years to see exactly what the score was on the board or whatever. But so we would always kind of go back and forth, was like, like if he didn't show up, like if his team lost or whatever, and he didn't show up, and I would say, I guess somebody wasn't feeling well yesterday, because what was the score again? You know, like, but there was still respect for this person's position, that they actually was several levels up from my immediate manager. They was running the whole, the whole, I would say department, but it was like levels to it. But they were like several levels up higher than my manager. But everybody was this yes person. You could just kind of sort of see the person was like, when they would come into the office, they would come, you know, to my cubicle, like, okay, so did you see the game? Did you see such and such and such? Yeah, I saw the game. I saw it. You know, well, which team were you rooting for? Solely about football, and that was it. So Source is saying, when you're a person who knows that you are a star, you're not, it's refreshing to come across people who are not in zombified mode. You know, it's actually probably funny to Scorpios, because of y'all have this brilliance, almost like y'all are definitely brilliant, no doubt about it. Creativity can look chaotic and confusing at first until there's structure to it, and it can literally drive people crazy because they don't know what's like. Okay, what's coming next? That's how deep someone's emotions are around creativity. Somebody was born a star, and that's going to be the secret. And a lot of people, until they learn that secret, that people will use your past against you, we're at that chaotic stage where you're trying to structure your emotion. They'll try to use everything you say, do their record, watch, you know, all of this. They put so much energy in trying to use your past against you, instead of just learning how to, just being not afraid to just create. Well, this person made this mistake and they should have done it this way, and because they are the ones that's scared to create, whoever they are. And so you have something new, a new venture coming across your path. Like I said, a new partnership, job/love coming across your path, because you want them people at them think tanks. You want to have those think tanks, the people sitting around a table thinking for themselves. You want some fresh new ideas. So that's what somebody is. Somebody's like, okay, and that's why it puts you in a very vulnerable state, because somebody's like, okay, I'm just looking for people who are creative. That's what this is. This is your element. And so somebody's going to be drinking their water, detoxing, all of that, looking for creativity, like looking to attract. So that's prayers also. So you're a prayer warrior. While people are praying for you, there are also people who are praying on you. And so Source is saying to you, when you know that people are praying on you, trying to get your past, trying to use your past against you, you don't have to worry about them. Karma has already hit. They've already activated their own karma. They have actually literally, inherited any kind of karmic debt that you may have had, because you're praying for people who are praying on you. They already inherited any kind of karmic debt you had. So Source is trying to tell you, you don't need to use people's past against them. They know they got a past, right? They already know they have it, but you don't need to use it against them. Just keep praying for people that they don't have to experience the same things that you experience. That right there is going to help you significantly in being protected and covered. It's the intention behind it. It really is the intention behind it. And so here we have this near future for you is this new wave of love or spiritual healing flows in, and spirit shows renewal. Your heart expands to receive divine connection and peace. Yep, divine connection and peace. And so you are the magician. This is you. You are reclaiming your creative power. Spirit affirms your energy is magnetic. What you focus on manifests with intensity this week, right? See, you're not answering any other thing until it's time to say checkmate, for real, because checkmate on the enemy. And some people read that wrong. Like some people will read it wrong that, hey, listen, you just broke a generational cycle chain and curse within yourself. Checkmate on the enemy. For real, like it's like you won against energies who were trying to keep you in some kind of loop, like trying to put this kind of pressure on you, knowing good and well whoever you are. Like if you're the head of a department, there's some people who just want to ride your coattails because they're looking for a raise. They always come to your office when it's a problem, but they bring no solutions whatsoever. Not even one. They're not even bringing, okay, I was mulling over this. I had like 3 different solutions. I have a problem, but I was thinking maybe they're not contributing to anything except just take. So when you say, okay, well, hey, listen, I'm bringing a tower down on the enemy within, people are going to start scattering because they realize, okay, they're going to have to think for themselves. They're going to have to learn how to think for themselves. They're not chained to, you don't want somebody chained to you. You know how somebody be like, okay, keep your friends close and keep your enemies closer. Why would you want your enemies in your auric layer inheriting their karma when you're already spiritually gifted? Somebody's looking at things through a different lens. So the outcome for you is completion and mastery are here, and Spirit confirms you've completed a karmic cycle. See, you broke some kind of chain. I'm telling you, people were exposing who was really there for you and who wasn't there for you, right? And so a whole weight has been lifted off of somebody's shoulders. You've completed a karmic cycle. Wholeness and spiritual sovereignty are yours. Something is immediately like a blow to somebody's ego, that when you seem like you're going through something and you see how cold-hearted people just walk away from you. These are loved ones. Somebody learned this in their own family. Something was just purely transactional. Unless somebody else was getting some money or something out of it, or some kind of material possession, they didn't want nothing to have anything to do with you, your parents, your grandparents, whatever. Had nothing to do with that. Less money was being exchanged or involved. Now somebody is saying, okay, I've been carrying so many people on my back, the whole department, the other manager in the department who, I don't know how they got the position, because what in the world? Well, every time you turn around, they come over to my department trying to ask me, what am I doing for the day from my department? Like, I should be getting my paycheck and theirs. So somebody is now like, now that you have had a fortune here, right here, it's the Magician card. So it's just saying, now you're starting to see, okay, who was it was a basketball player who said this in one of their speeches. He was talking about, and I'm kind of paraphrasing, but he was just talking about basically thanking all the people that scattered when he was having a low time in his life. That's what you're going to start looking at, is like the people who scatter, people who secretly been watching you to set up to harm you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Not only were they exposed, right, but the people that they're connected to was exposed, right? And so Source is trying to tell somebody, when people are chained to fear, doubt, uncertainty, or whatever, all it takes is somebody to come through and bait them with something, and boom, got them. Like, you got to know what your own temptations are. So somebody's already getting their karma already. They already getting their karma. And for people to sit back and watch it, they almost feel bad and feel sorry for them. Like, dang, you know what? They chained to something. They don't even realize that Source exposed this energy and took that off their plate immediately. Something for them was just simply a transaction. They inherited a karma. They inherited karma. That's why you pray for people and keep it moving. You pray for people like, okay, they inherited karma. They so chained to wanting to make a fortune that the rest of us we don't have anything to add to them. They like, I can't get no money out of them. So I had nothing to do with them, right? So Source is saying, you are a cheerful giver to Source, or the creator here. So some kind of a new partnership, job/love is near. But yeah, some people think that money is their savior, for real. And it's a form of energy. It's a form of energy, right? So some people are not passionate about anything unless money is involved, for real. Like, they not. So you have the gift of precognition. This is foreknowledge. So you get downloads already. You already know. Some people, they're not going to help you move unless you help in paying their rent. They're not helping you with nothing. As soon as somebody get that, that's when somebody going to realize, oh, dang, you know what? I did see that energy. Rolling their eyes up in the air, sucking their teeth. They want, you think, oh, you know, what am I getting out of it? Being in your passionate auric layer could be one, like your creative passionate auric layer could be one, but they just see money. That's it. That's all they see. It's just that. So, and it's never going to be enough of it because they're chained to it. It's never going to be enough money for them. You can literally sit them into the Bureau of printing money and it's still not enough. So here we have, you're learning how to create very firm boundaries. And so somebody has a demon of lust. Yeah. So they really chain to their demons. It's like they just want that feeling, that orgasmic feeling, and they just want money. That just those two feelings. They don't care what other demons come along with it. So that's why you're praying for them. So yeah. So the rest of us, we can't do nothing for them. So you inspired them to heal. So it's time to heal your wounded warrior. This is you know, somebody is only looking at the fun part of you being passionate, but people don't realize that the energy of money chases you because you're a cheerful giver to your creator. That's why it chases you. People like they want it's people just think, okay, gosh, you know, I'm only excited when money is involved instead of being excited when you can't see the money except in the spiritual realm. You see it like, okay, I can visualize having this kind of life. I'm passionate about what Source showed me, right? What the Creator showed me. Some people can't see that. All they see is like, okay, well, show me the money or whatever the currency is, right? So here we have, like I said, new partnership here. So the new one is extra special. Somebody could have a new partnership, like I said, job/love, but prepare for an increase in pay. Just because you're passionate, somebody is a very creative person, and it does look chaotic and confusing because it's water. Until you put it in a container, it looks like it's spilling out all over the place. That's why if you get the group of people together, you're making a connection now. Like when you get people together, you can tell. It doesn't matter what environment people are in. Those creative juices just be flowing. You just like, oh my God, I can put this with this. I can put this with that. It just, so that's where somebody is right now. This is where someone is right now in their spirit. So somebody wants the best for you. Yeah. And so healed people just move differently. Healed people move differently, right? So your ex wants to reach out. Anyway. So your well of joy is within. So somebody's ex wants to return because somebody is really, it could be ex-family members, ex-friends, but I'm telling y'all, so many people are attracted to your energy because somebody could not, as intense as a rebirth was for you. Your rebirth, it was like the phoenix rising up out of the ashes, except you're a water sign, right? It literally is like you tapped into a well of joy within you that's like, okay, I'm so glad. I'm for real, y'all. It's literally like you said to yourself, I am so glad Source heard and saw my enemies because I could not see it, for real. And so when Source cleans house, it's like somebody came through with an ocean depth of water and flushed out all the toxins around you, exposed everybody's energy around you. You just like, oh my God. So what you're left with is self. You're looking at self and you're saying, you looking around and like, okay, it's not that many people, but the energies that's around, they just as passionate as you are. Okay, let's create together. That's the energy that you want right now. You're like, okay, let's create. Okay, now the Source got that out the way, exposed everybody. Now let's create. So the angel of prophecy of wisdom is with you. So back straight and walk away. So your next love interest will make you happier. I'm telling y'all, you have an epiphany, and that's why, like I put a picture of a chessboard on my Instagram. It's like you have an awakening that, wait a minute, why are you grieving certain people that stabbed you in the back? Hold on, let's rethink this thing, right? Source exposed a whole bunch of people and just cleaned house for you. You ain't carrying none of that energy on your back anymore. You just like, child, I'm so, prayer answered. Prayer answered. You don't have to pay people's bills. You don't have to worry about what they got going on. If they chain to the devil, if they in a lustful relationship, or if they, whatever, hey, you sending prayers over there, you trust the Creator. Hey, let the Creator handle it. You're not their God. So dance around your home as if no one is watching. That's how some people can keep a high vibrational, upbeat energy, because they realize, okay, that's not their problem. So pray and meditate. Treat yourselves to a spa day. Somebody thought they was doing something, but they didn't even realize they hadn't. Y'all, okay, it can get so deep spiritually. It's not even funny. It's like the songwriter wrote like sins of the father, right, or sins of whoever, sins of mother, sins of father, whatever. Those energies, because energy never dies. Those energies who feel like, okay, I left this earth, and it's like a person who leaves their family a whole bunch of debt when they die. Like, okay, they got to pay this bill, that bill, and somebody think they got away with it. So somebody feel like they inherited a house, a car, whatever. No, you just inherited a whole bunch of debt for somebody. You inherit, but it's karmic debt, right? And so you know the devil made somebody do it. You know the devil made somebody do it, and that's why you praying for them, because it's like they having a tripped out moment, right? Okay, when they come to themselves and say that the devil made them do it, you'll understand, because you was the one that prayed for them. Some people are not there spiritually yet because they so busy like on get back time. No, I gotta be there, karma. They did such as to me, and you better go on about your life and let karma do this thing. So that's what I'm saying for you all. So Scorpio, this week highlights transformation, empowerment, and rebirth. Let what falls away go with grace, y'all. For real, let it go with grace. Like people don't, you're not in that high level position anymore, and the phone call stopped. Thank God. I'm not trying to be funny or sarcastic. I'm serious, because for you, they was just a paycheck. They were just a signature that could have gotten them to the next level. They didn't see the time and the effort put into it. They didn't see the brilliance and the creativity that water signs bring, the extra water. They don't see that. So let what falls go away with grace. You are rising from the ashes into clarity. This is water, y'all. Purpose and divine alignment. This is not an ending. It's your evolution. This is your evolution. That's what I have for you all, Scorpios. But yeah, some people don't even realize when Source has cleaned their whole plate off. They too busy trying to pick back up the scraps. Okay, this person, they just, you got new coming in. That's it. A new partnership, job/love is near. That's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful, but I'm sending everybody lots of love and light. Wherever you are on planet Earth, I'm sending everybody lots of love and light. But yeah, I had to take it all the way down to the start. And y'all were taking it down at the lowest frequency and bringing you back up to a higher frequency, because somebody is now chained to the devil. They're so afraid of just being free. So that means if somebody says, oh, I know you slept with the same sex, oh my God, that would stop them dead in their tracks. If somebody was saying, oh, I know that, you were in a mental institution at one time, that would stop some people in their tracks. If somebody says, oh, I know that, they don't, some people are going to believe it, some people are not going to believe what they're hearing about people. They are stuck in clutching their pearls, and who believes a lie over a truth. Even if it's a partial truth, which is a whole lie, it's a partial truth. So say they're so scared that people are going to believe certain things about them, when for real, most of us don't care. Who are we to judge? We just mere human beings. Who are we to judge another person? Like, for real. But some people are chained to that. So that's what I'm saying for you in your cards here. And you're realizing that those people around you that are too worried about, I mean, to some degree we are all worried about like our image and how we're perceived, but some people are so like, they're so scared that they realize, they feel like something will, you know, that's all you can do is pray for them. That's all I can tell you is just pray for them. There's no judgment whatsoever, because I feel like everybody has been there, but I feel like you're praying for people. I feel like you're praying for people, but you're getting away from people who prey on people. You're getting away from them people. So you're preparing for an increase in pay. And it's an increase in pay through your creativity. I'm telling you, your star is about to start shining brighter and brighter and brighter. Like, you can't stop it. You really can't, because you know what your purpose is. You were born a star. Like, you know, when you came out the womb, stars just recognize other stars. You ever like looking at little kids and be like, that child will be a star. Like, they really have this nonchalant, like, okay, you can invite me or don't, whatever. They're not arrogant. They just know who they are. So it's just their energy. It's their auric layer. And so some people need a little bit more extra, like, you know, inspiration and motivation, right? And so that's what I see for you. Hopefully this is helpful. I will see you all in the next video. Bye.